Your mind is running on software installed when you were 7 years old, and every single day, it's making decisions for you based on code that's decades out of date. Fear your parents taught you, limitations your teachers programmed in, beliefs society uploaded without your permission. But here's what they never told you. You can rewrite it, all of it, in just 7 days. One practice per day, 7 minutes each. By next week, you'll be running on completely different programming. This isn't theory. This is neuroplasticity meets ancient wisdom. And if you do this for just 1 week, your reality will shift in ways that will make you question everything you thought was fixed about yourself. Let's reprogram. Most people think change takes months, years, even decades. They try to transform their entire life on January 1st, set impossible goals, burn out by January 7th, and spend the rest of the year believing they're just not capable of change. But that's the old programming talking. The truth is, your mind doesn't need a complete overhaul. It needs a weekly update. Just like your phone downloads updates in the background, your consciousness can install new programming while you go about your life. But you have to be intentional. You have to know which programs to delete, which ones to install, and exactly when to run the update. Here's what most people don't realize. These 7 practices aren't random. They're a system. Each one builds on the last. Miss Monday, and Tuesday's work becomes harder. Skip Wednesday, and Thursday won't land as deep. Because you're not just doing 7 separate exercises, you're installing a complete operating system upgrade. 7 days, 7 practices. Each one designed to target a specific outdated belief and replace it with expanded consciousness. You don't need hours of meditation. You don't need a retreat in Bali. You don't need a guru. You need 7 minutes a day and the courage to actually do it. 1 week from today, you won't recognize your mental operating system. Let's start with Monday. Monday, delete the scarcity program. Monday is the day most people wake up with dread, that heavy feeling in your chest, that thought, here we go again. Another week of not enough time, not enough money, not enough energy. That's scarcity programming. And it's running in the background of almost everyone's mind. But scarcity is a learned behavior. You weren't born afraid there wouldn't be enough. You were taught it. And what was learned can be unlearned. Here's your Monday practice, 7 minutes. First thing in the morning. Sit down with a journal and write this sentence at the top. I have more than enough. Then spend 6 minutes writing evidence, not affirmations, not manifestations you hope will come true. Actual evidence from your current life that proves you have more than enough. More than enough air to breathe. More than enough water to drink. More than enough ideas in your mind. More than enough people who care about you. Write until you feel the shift. Because here's what happens. Your brain doesn't know the difference between scarcity and abundance. It only knows what you consistently focus on. And when you spend 6 minutes every Monday listing evidence of abundance, you're literally rewiring the neural pathways that defaulted to lack. After 3 Mondays, you'll notice something strange. Monday morning dread, gone. That's not motivation, that's new programming. And this Monday practice, it clears the foundation for everything else this week. Because you can't install worthiness on Tuesday if scarcity is still running on Monday. Now, Tuesday. Install the worthiness upgrade. Tuesday is action day, the day you're supposed to be productive, making progress, crushing goals. But for most people, Tuesday is when the imposter syndrome kicks in. Who am I to do this? What if I'm not good enough? What if they find out I don't actually know what I'm doing? That's the unworthiness virus, and it's been running since childhood. Every time you were told to sit down and be quiet, every time your ideas were dismissed, every time you were made to feel like you needed permission to exist fully, that code is still running. But here's your Tuesday antivirus. 7 minutes. Stand in front of a mirror. Look yourself directly in the eyes. And speak your worthiness out loud. Not, I am worthy. Too vague. Say this. I am worthy of success without suffering. I am worthy of love without earning it. I am worthy of rest without guilt. I am worthy of abundance without sacrifice. Speak it, out loud, with eye contact. Your subconscious mind responds to voice, tone, and eye contact more than written words. When you speak worthiness while looking at yourself, you're sending a signal directly to the deepest layer of programming. And here's what's powerful about this one. You'll notice the shift immediately, not in 3 weeks. Right there in the mirror. The first time you say, "I am worthy of success without suffering," and actually hold your own gaze, something breaks. That knot in your chest loosens. That voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" gets quieter. By your third Tuesday, that voice is gone completely, and you'll notice you stop second-guessing yourself mid-action. That pause before you speak up in a meeting, deleted. That hesitation before you share your work, erased. You've installed new code. I am worthy, therefore I act. Now here's where it gets interesting. Debug the perfectionism trap. Wednesday is midweek, the day when most people realize they're behind on their goals. And that's when perfectionism shows up. If I can't do it perfectly, why do it at all? I'll start when I'm more prepared. Let me just plan a little more before I take action. Perfectionism isn't about excellence. It's a fear program disguised as high standards. And it's kept more dreams locked in your head than any external obstacle ever could. Here's your Wednesday debug protocol. 7 minutes. Do something badly on purpose. Write a terrible poem. Draw a horrible sketch. Dance with zero rhythm. Sing off key. The point is not the output. The point is proving to your nervous system that imperfect action doesn't kill you. I once worked with a graphic designer, perfectionist to the core. Hadn't finished a personal project in 3 years because nothing was ever good enough. First Wednesday, I made her draw with her non-dominant hand. She hated it. Called me on Thursday furious. That was pointless. I made garbage. I said, "Exactly, and you're still alive." By the third Wednesday, she'd launched her portfolio. Not because it was perfect, but because she'd debugged the code that said it had to be. Because perfectionism is really just a primitive survival program. Your brain believes if you're not perfect, you'll be rejected from the tribe. And rejection from the tribe, in ancient times, meant death. But you're not in a tribe. You're in the 21st century. And imperfect action is how everything great gets built. This practice takes consistency. Week 1, you'll resist it. Week 2, you'll tolerate it. By week 3, you'll start to enjoy it. And you'll notice you start finishing things. Projects you've been planning for months will suddenly get completed. Not because they're perfect, but because you finally gave yourself permission to let them be real. Now Thursday, defragment your identity. By Thursday, you're tired. Not just physically, mentally. Because you've been performing all week. Playing the role of the professional, the role of the friend, the role of the parent, the partner, the responsible adult. And by Thursday, you don't even remember who you are underneath all those roles. That's identity fragmentation. You've split yourself into so many versions that there's no coherent you holding it all together. Here's your Thursday defragmentation practice. 7 minutes. Close your eyes and ask yourself one question. If no one was watching, what would I do right now? Then sit in silence and listen. Not for the responsible answer, not for the productive answer, not for the answer that makes sense. Listen for the answer that feels true. Maybe it's, I'd go for a walk. Maybe it's, I'd quit this job. Maybe it's, I'd cry. Maybe it's, I'd dance. Whatever comes up, don't judge it. Just acknowledge it. Because that voice, that's your core identity trying to speak through the noise of all your roles. Some people feel this integration the first time, the relief of finally hearing themselves. Others take a month of Thursdays before the real voice emerges from under the performance. But when it does, you'll notice something profound. You'll stop feeling like you're playing a character in your own life. You'll start feeling like you're actually living it. That's integration. And now that you're integrating, you're ready for Friday. Clear the resentment cache. Friday should be freedom. But for most people, Friday is when all the resentment from the week bubbles up. Resentment toward the job that drained you. Resentment toward the people who took your energy. Resentment toward yourself for not setting boundaries. And here's what nobody tells you about resentment. It's poison. Literal poison accumulating in your system. If you don't clear it weekly, it doesn't disappear. It compounds. By the end of the month, you're walking around with so much stored resentment that you can't even feel joy anymore. So stop. Right now. This Friday, we're clearing it. Here's your Friday purge. 7 minutes. Write down everything you resented this week Every annoyance, every frustration, every moment you felt taken advantage of. Get it all out on paper. Then, next to each resentment, write what boundary you could have set. I resented working late. Boundary. I leave at 6 p.m. no matter what. I resented that conversation. Boundary. I don't engage with passive-aggressive comments. You're not just venting, you're extracting data, because every resentment is showing you exactly where you need stronger boundaries. And listen carefully. Within 48 hours of doing this practice, you'll notice something shift. You'll be in a situation where you would normally agree to something that drains you. But this time, you'll hear yourself say, no, calmly, clearly, without guilt. That's not willpower. That's cleared cache. And by your 4th or 5th Friday, you'll stop resenting people entirely. Not because they've changed, but because you've learned to protect your energy before resentment even forms. That's mastery. Now Saturday, and this one's different. Activate the joy protocol. Saturday is supposed to be rest, but most people spend Saturday recovering from the week, catching up on sleep, catching up on chores, catching up on everything they neglected. And by Sunday night, they realize they never actually rested. That's because rest isn't the absence of work. Rest is the presence of joy. And joy doesn't happen automatically. It's a practice. Here's your Saturday joy protocol. 7 minutes. Do something that has absolutely no purpose except joy. No productivity, no self-improvement, no optimization. Just pure, purposeless delight. Dance in your kitchen. Color in a coloring book. Blow bubbles. Lay in the grass and watch clouds. The more pointless, the better. Because your nervous system needs to remember that existence itself is enough. You don't have to earn the right to feel good. When you activate joy every Saturday without tying it to achievement, you're reprogramming the deepest belief most people carry. I'll be happy when. No. You're happy now. For no reason. This one's cumulative. Each week, joy gets a little easier to access. A little more natural. And here's what's miraculous. Joy starts showing up during the week, on Tuesday while you're working, on Thursday in the middle of traffic, not because circumstances improved, but because you've trained your nervous system to access joy as a baseline state. That's freedom. Now Sunday, the final piece. Sunday. Run the gratitude algorithm. Sunday is reflection day, the day you look back at the week and assess. And for most people, Sunday is when the anxiety about Monday starts creeping in. But that's because they're running the wrong reflection protocol. They're focusing on what went wrong, what they didn't accomplish, what they need to fix next week. That's the scarcity loop, and it undoes all the work you did on Monday. So here's your Sunday override. 7 minutes. Write down 7 specific moments from this week that you're grateful for. Not general gratitude. Specific moments. The coffee I had Tuesday morning was perfect. That laugh with my coworker on Wednesday. The sunset I saw on Thursday evening. Micro moments of goodness. Because your brain is wired to scan for threats. It's survival programming. But when you manually override that scan every Sunday and intentionally look for what was good, you're retraining the algorithm. You're teaching your brain to scan for beauty, connection, and grace. And by your 4th Sunday, this becomes automatic. You start seeing good things in real time during the week. Not because life got better, but because you've reprogrammed what you pay attention to. And attention is everything. Now, let me tell you what happens if you don't do this. You'll be 50, 60, 70 years old, still running on programming from when you were 7. Still afraid of the scarcity your parents feared. Still seeking the worthiness you should have claimed decades ago. Still perfectionist because a teacher once shamed your mistakes. Still fragmented because you never asked who you really are. Still resentful because you never learned boundaries. Still joyless because you never gave yourself permission. Still scanning for threats because you never taught your brain to see beauty. That's not living. That's running legacy code until the system crashes. And one day, you'll look back and realize you spent your entire life running someone else's program. Your parents' fears, your teacher's limitations, society's expectations. Never once asking, what would I choose if I rewrote the code? Don't let that be you. So here's what you have. 7 days, 7 practices, 7 minutes each. Monday, delete scarcity, install abundance awareness. Tuesday, debug unworthiness, install sovereignty. Wednesday, Defrag perfectionism, install imperfect action. Thursday, integrate fragmented identity. Friday, clear resentment, set boundaries. Saturday, activate purposeless joy. Sunday, run gratitude algorithm. 49 minutes a week. That's all it takes. Notice how these 7 practices form a complete system. Monday clears scarcity, so Tuesday's worthiness has room to land. Wednesday's imperfection allows Thursday's authenticity. Friday's boundaries protect Saturday's joy. And Sunday's gratitude cements it all. Your current programming isn't your fault. You didn't install it. But keeping it? That's a choice. 1 week, 7 days, 49 minutes. That's all that stands between you and a completely different operating system. Start tomorrow. Whichever day tomorrow is, start there. And by next week, come back to this video and tell me what changed. Because I guarantee something will. Your mind is not fixed. Your patterns are not permanent. Your programming can be rewritten, but only if you run the update. If this resonated, subscribe. Because next week, I'm showing you the advanced version, the protocols that reprogram your subconscious while you sleep. And if you're ready to stop living on outdated software, drop a comment below. Updating. That's it. One word. Your commitment to the upgrade. The old programming served you once, but it's time for the update.